Hello and welcome to another episode of Aaron Plays Technic. I'm actually here in our Tekkit SMP world, and I thought I'd show you guys what we have going on here. Firstly, you're going to hear a lot of sizzling. That's because the quarries generate so much cobblestone that I got sick of it. When the box fills up, the stuff just falls, and it was really lagging. So I turned it into lava. My friend that I play on the server with set up a computer program to turn this engine on and off, but the problem with that is you have to refill the coal or the charcoal every once in a while, so it requires some intervention. So firstly, my diamond making process works, and the first thing about that is we'll go ahead and do a couple of them. I just made it. If I got enough to do three, I do. I just had the chest set up so you put in all your raw materials here, and you can put them in any order as long as you have them all in there. I used brick because we have a stack of it over there. It's going to take a while, and I can always change it to obsidian later. I didn't have obsidian when I set this up. I didn't have enough of it, so basically you put your stuff in the chest, and we'll go downstairs and take a look. Basically, I just made two compressors and two crafting tables. There's a diamond pipe which splits out the coal, dust, and flint from the bricks, and everything goes to this crafting table here first, and it makes your coal ball, and then it goes through the compressor, and then all your compressed coal balls, that's what they are, yep, they end up around here, and then this makes a coal chunk, which goes to this compressor, and then everything gets kicked up to the box up there. I just put an LV array on it and a bat box. Probably don't even really need the bat box, but I figured it might not be a bad idea in case we just want to, run this thing at night. So the problem with this is, well, it's not really a problem. You can automate it more, but the problem that I considered was, okay, let's say that you have your quarry running and everything comes here. Well, you can't guarantee that you're going to have enough coal dust before you have enough coal dust before you have enough flint. So basically, let's say you get 64 flint on the crafting table there, and then all your coal dust comes through. Your flint's just going to be lost, or you could lose coal dust if the thing fills up, or, you know. So I haven't figured out how to solve that problem yet. So basically, I just did it with raw materials, and it works fine. We've got all our ore processing happening automatically, and I actually did set up one of the automatic crafting tables to turn the gold into blocks, and that was stupid because gold is the thing we have the least of. We have more silver, well, I don't know, maybe, but copper, we just, it's ridiculous. So I'd like a chance to redo this. Just like my single player world, I have some of this set aside so I can macerate it into refined iron dust right from the get-go, rather than running it through the other thing twice. But this could be done a little better, I think. If you notice, we're only using I set up all the ore processing, and then my friend set up the other sorting. Well, the problem is, okay, well, we're only using one side of each of those diamond pipes, which is kind of a waste. So, I mean, what we should do, and I may do this afternoon, is use the other side to sort the things out into these other chests, throw some wireless transport pipes or item teleport pipes on the top and bottom, and do that a little better. Like maybe send everything that needs to be extracted straight to the extractor, or send the cobblestone, some of the cobblestone, straight to the macerator to get macerated in the glass. We've got one MV array and an MFSU, and this thing stays full except at night, and then, you know, I don't think we've really run it down that much, so it's working pretty well for us until we, you know, expand. Over here, my friend made a solar panel factory, and this is his first time doing anything like this, so this uses raw materials as well. You do have to make your own insulated copper wire, but you don't have to make your own battery or generator or circuit. So basically, you know, you put in your stuff for the panel and the circuits over here, and then over here you put in your stuff for your generator, which, you know, includes batteries, and then they all go through the flow, and, you know, he's got some crafting tables underground there, and then they end up here, which it's pretty cool because, you know, anything that you can make the machines do for you is better. Let's fly over here, turn off hover mode. We've been running the hell out of these quarries. One of them is running on geothermal with an energy link, and that works pretty well. And then I've got one over here, and I know it's overkill, but it's an MV array and an energy link and the quarry. And this thing is actually, it's working pretty fast. It's pretty small, I guess, in comparison to that one over there, but I wanted to put it underground because I hate these big holes in the ground. And I'm going to try to talk my friend into either generating a new world or moving somewhere so we can fix the problems with our, you know, little factory over there, and not, you know, kill the landscape. But I made an EU reader, and I had heard that the quarries will use 22 EU per tick, and that is correct. Well, this low or medium voltage array generates 64 when it's fully sunny. So with that, you can run 2 quarries at 100% and another quarry at probably like 90% or something, not taking into account the 10% energy loss that the energy link takes away. So what I've been talking to my friend at work about yesterday was setting up just a huge solar array somewhere and splitting the power and just dedicating part of it to the quarries and using one energy link on the other end, and then a conductive pipe and a power teleport pipe, one transmitter on, let's say, you know, our arrays over here. We got our energy link, conductive pipe, power teleport pipe, just one transmitter, and as many receivers as we need, probably 2 or 3, not really that many. I'm not sure if there is a limit on how much buildcraft power will go through the conductive pipe, but we may have to test that out. I have these frames in the air because I wanted to use a quarry to harvest a tree. So I just put them up on top of these big old rubber trees, and actually I need to do that again. But that's the easiest way for me to get rubber, and it doesn't take that long to get for the quarry to get through this thing. And then I just kill the quarry when it's about down to ground level. So this is what we have going on. I've made a couple other things over here. The watermelon farm is on demand. The only problem with this thing is that the damn jungle cats will run across the pressure plates and harvest it, but that really hasn't, I mean, it really hasn't been that big of a deal. It's just kind of annoying. Up here I've set up a reed farm that's on a 5-minute timer and a cactus farm, and it's my standard run-of-the-mill cactus farm. It's 9 by 9. The cactus pops off, you know, falls into the hole. This 5-minute timer, if you're not familiar with this, this is a vanilla Minecraft thing, and I don't know who invented it. Basically what happens is, when you fill up your dispenser, and you can put anything in here, we use cobblestone. I've only had to refill this thing like once or twice. It's never gotten below 50 per tick, or not 50 per slot. And I was standing too close. Okay, so here's how this thing works. When you fill the thing up, you push the button, it kicks out a block, and it lands on the pressure plate. The output is hooked up to the piston, and I hope that that's just a graphic glitch. But basically I've got sticky pistons here, and when this item despawns in 5 minutes, it releases the pressure plate, and that flashes this on, which kicks another one out for 5 more minutes, and then it just goes until you run out of stuff. And if you do run out of stuff, when you refill it, since it already has power, it doesn't actually kick one out, which is why the button's there. So now that's going to be 5 minutes from when the second item got kicked out, but this works pretty well. Everything flows down a stream into a little area down here. And I have not hooked this up to solar. I'm going to. I haven't gotten around to it. I need to make more fiber cable. But basically, everything comes down the stream. And let me put a torch up there. Everything comes down the stream. The obsidian pipe sucks it up. The reeds go straight down. The cactus goes this way, and half of it goes down into the furnace, and half of it goes, you know, on its merry way without being cooked. So half the cactus gets cooked, half the cactus doesn't, and then everything kicks out into a chest out here, where we got the pipe waterproof and the cactus, and then of course the reeds. And there, you know, there's just a regular, it's an easy recipe for the automatic crafting table. We were using equivalent exchange, but since I made the diamond thing, the EE box is just a really easy way to get rid of cobblestone. And this thing is just, I mean, it fills up so fast, even though it's, you know, got so much inventory space. So the MFSU barely drains. There's an MV transformer. I thought that all these machines ran on MV, but when I hooked them back up after I put in the MFSU and the transformer, they wouldn't spin up to full speed. So basically what I did was, let's go down here. Basically, there's the MV transformer, and then I put an LV transformer down here also, and I split it 3 ways so that this line of stuff gets its own power, the row of furnaces gets its own power, and the row of macerators gets its own power. And there is a bat box here. I just left it there. Apparently I have a bat box for each of those. I had made a couple before, and I just threw them in the line, and they worked. But the reason I did this, and I don't know if this is correct or not, but it makes sense in my head. This takes 128 and splits it out to 32 per side. Well, if 11 machines are sharing 32 EU per tick, then that means, well, assuming all 11 machines are on at the same time, that means they're each getting a smaller piece of the pie. So what I did was I split this up so that those machines share 32 EU per tick. The furnaces share 32 EU per tick, and the macerators share 32 EU per tick. So it's basically just getting divided a little less so that maybe each machine will get a little more juice. And I think that they actually do use 32 per tick. So that lava block, you can hear the sizzling. I think I'm going to replace that with a cactus because that is pretty annoying. So that's really all the industrial craft and buildcraft stuff that we have going on here. My friend has done some things with the wireless computers and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool because we don't, you put a world anchor on the other end. We don't have to go over there and manually turn the thing on. There's a big lava tank over there. We pumped the volcano dry, and we're still using that lava on that quarry that was on the other end, or that direction. So that's really all of the mod stuff. I found a skeleton dungeon downstairs and made an XP grinder, and we set up a little enchantment table. Haven't bothered putting a roof on this thing since we both fly around with a jetpack so much. Oh, and that's another thing. The solar helmet will charge what you're wearing, and it doesn't charge it as fast as, probably not even as fast as a charging bench, which is actually pretty slow, but it's definitely nowhere near as fast as an MFE or MFSU, but every little bit helps, and I have noticed the difference, just throughout the day. I went ahead and made a recycler last night. I'm going to get into the nuclear thing pretty soon, and you need scrap for the mass fabricator, and I'm not really sure what you do with all that UU matter, but I'm gonna read about it and find out. But I just figured I'd go ahead and make the recycler, and I just throw random stuff in there since we have a ton of cobblestone. I figure I can just let it go ahead and do its thing, and if we get some scrap, I can store it somewhere for later, and then when I get around to making a mass fabricator, I can do that. The other thing I failed to mention, we did some combustion engine stuff, and there was a big oil well right here, and we went ahead and pumped it, and we refined a lot of it. The problem we have with our combustion engines is when we would log out of the server, if there was nobody on the server, the last person that logs out, if the engines were left on, for some reason they would keep fuel, but the water would dwindle, and then they would blow up when we log back in, and we got sick of that. So that's why we're using energy links now, because it's much safer. And solar power, I mean, it's never ending. What are you going to do now, Enderman? You going to teleport up here? Yeah, so, solar power is... Oh, I'm going to die. That's going to suck. I heard him. Where did he go? It's hard finding an Enderman at night when you're not in an enclosed space. Solar power, it's never ending. It never goes away. Obviously, you have to store the power because, there's no sun at night, but if you're on a server and you sleep regularly, it's not that big of a deal. I just want the ender pearl. But we think solar is much better than... Oh, that's how you want to play. Oh wow, I didn't know that there are two of them. I better hang out in this doorway for a minute. I'm gonna die. Sorry, I kind of got sidetracked. Sidetracked with the Enderman. I didn't even get an Ender Pearl out of the deal. Anyway, so we're using geothermal and solar because it's much safer. And there's a ton of lava in a Minecraft world, as I've said before, and the sun never goes away. So this is what we have going on. If I get to redo this or revamp it or move somewhere, I'll probably do a couple more episodes over here. But I've been focusing on this a little more than single player, so I need to really get back to my single player world. So anyway, that's going to do it. The sun's coming up, which means it's been a day and a night, probably about 20 minutes. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.